Joined by Cecilia Johansson, and we're here to introduce the Imperial College Science in Medicine School Team Prize for 2025. So if you're watching this, you will have already seen our website, but just to make the reminder that down the bottom of here you see download a printable flyer, which you can use to print up something to hand around to friends and teachers and so on. So 3 slides really on the nature of the prize, which hasn't really changed over previous years. First of all, the aim is to stretch you beyond the curriculum and to think outside the bubble of traditional biomedical fields. We want you to consider how trends in science and engineering will impact on health and medicine in the future. We want you to understand the importance of a multidisciplinary team approach. We want you to forward think realistically by realizing the importance of what we call the 3 A's: affordability, availability, and acceptability in translating inventions towards a reduction in health, and particularly in inequality-related poor health outcomes. And we want you to appreciate the importance of effective communication in rolling out scientific developments via the use of art and design. So this slide illustrates what we see as the holistic view of health, where increased morbidity and reduced life expectancy is impacted by various genetic and environmental factors, ranging from air pollution, psychosocial, anxiety and depression, and so on, genetic factors, food and nutrition, access to healthcare, employment and unemployment, occupational hazards, exercise and green space, and of course, substance abuse. And then the last point we want to bring out is that we see this teamwork as composing people interested in clinical aspects, but also people interested in non-clinical aspects. And on the left, we have a list of some of the clinical pursuits that are involved in bringing health innovations into reality. And on the right, we have a list, by no means complete, of various non-clinical specialties that are needed to do this. So you don't have to be a clinician to actually improve health. Well, last year we had 5 contests: the cardiovascular, lung, scleroderma and Raynaud's, vasculitis UK, and global health. And this shows the number of schools participating, which is going up year on year. So last year we had 138 schools competing with 235 submissions in all. And here we have a map of the distribution within mainly England of schools participating. But I do want to emphasize that we're very keen to have entries from Wales, Northern Ireland, and Scotland as well. So total number of students involved in the entrance last year was 1,036, but actually it was actually more because many schools now are having internal contests to decide which team goes forward to represent the school for any particular contest. This is something that we're keen to bring out, which is the types of school entering the prize. And last year, roughly 65% of entries were from state-maintained schools, 35% from independent. But the important point is that it doesn't matter what type of school you come from for you to win a prize. So the proportion is pretty much the same, regardless of what type of school you come from. So the important thing is to enter. So this year we're mounting 5 prizes again, but they're slightly different. So the British Heart Foundation Cardiovascular Contest this year focuses on preventative cardiology and nutrition. There's the Lung Contest, which is much as before. And we've combined the Raynaud's and Scleroderma and the Vasculitis prizes under a bigger umbrella called the Rare Autoimmune Rheumatic Disease Alliance, which is a charity that also includes lupus and Sjogren's syndrome into the RAREDA contest. And then the new contest is one sponsored by the Cancer Research UK from their Convergent Science Centre. And we also have a global health contest. Last year, this was focused on displaced people and refugees. This year, we're focusing on climate change. Cecilia, over to you.
Yeah, so let's talk about the entries for this year. The challenge is for groups of students to find a particular topic rather than the disease area in general for one of the prizes, and design an e-poster to illustrate their innovative idea for combining science and technology with health research to improve lives. The posters should be pitched at the general public, and we have more instructions for each of the contests on our website. So look there and pick which one you think is more interesting. Next slide. So in terms of the teams, any UK school teaching a sixth form level can enter teams. We would like the teams to have members with varied interests so that you can clearly demonstrate a multidisciplinary approach. Each school can only submit one poster to each contest. And we also encourage collaborations between schools, either within the UK or with a UK school and another school abroad. Next slide. The awards, so what do you get by participating? We have a first place prize, which is £3,000, £2,000 for the second and £1,000 for the third, which is money that goes to the school to support science-related activities. All members in the team will receive a certificate of participation, so any team that enters the contests. And also the prize winners will be offered an opportunity for an online mentoring session with one of the academics at Imperial College. We are also this year looking into opportunities for wider dissemination of successful posters, so we might come back to you and work more with you to achieve that. And in terms of what we're looking for in the posters is the definition and importance of the problem, a scientific and or technological approach that needs to be novel, and it needs to have a bit of a vision. We don't just want what currently exists in terms of treatments, a little bit of novelty and where the fields can go, but it needs to be feasible. You need to think a little bit about how your approach will be tested. Keep in mind that it needs to be affordable and also available and also socially acceptable. The communication is very important. So your design of your posters, illustrations on your posters, and evidence of teamwork. All of this will be considered when we judge the posters. The timeline. So as you are fully aware, we are already in March. We have launched the different competitions, and the next big date is 30th of June, which is the deadline for the entries. We will then shortlist all the entries, and we will in September announce the 10 finalists, that the 10 teams that will be in our final. The finals will happen in mid-September and October, and then by 1st of November, we should be able to announce the winners. So the deadline to remember for you now is 30th of June. What you should think about for your poster is, here are some do's and don'ts. So add your names and a clear title. We actually ask for two versions of your poster, one where your school name is visible and one where it's not visible. We want a clear layout. Think about using diagrams and images to explain some of your both maybe background and approaches. Use subheadings, use bullet points, and make sure you use the full space. all the dimensions and how we want the posters are on the website. You should be able to read the poster by standing a little bit away from it. So just think about how someone would be able to read your poster and follow the information clearly. A common mistake is to use a font that is either too small or in a very interesting, unreadable font, or that there is too much text. So think about the font size and the type of font, and try to avoid clashing colors, try to avoid using slang, and if you use acronyms, make sure that you explain them. So that are a few things for you to think about. There is a tip we wanted to give, and if you have extra material, think about maybe adding that in form of a QR code. If you have a leaflet, a handout, a short video, anything that is extra information, you can easily tag on to your poster, including references by using a QR code. And finally, again, the deadline for the entries is Monday, the 30th of June at 5 p.m. Here you have a QR code that takes you directly to the website. And here is also the email address to contact us if you have any queries or questions or want more information. We really look forward to see your posters and hope that you find this whole process rewarding and fun.
Good
Thank
luck.
you. Good luck.